Gamuda has bagged a 14.5 billion new Taiwan dollar or 2.13 billion ringgit construction contract for an underground railway project in Taiwan. The project was awarded by Taiwan's Ministry of Transportation and State-owned Communications Railway Bureau to Gamuda and Taipei headquartered builder Asia World Engineering and Construction Co. or AWEC. The job will be undertaken via an unincorporated joint venture, with the interest split 60% to Gamuda and 40% to AWEC. It entails the construction of the Pingchen commuter station for the Taiyuan City Underground Railway project, which will require the building of a 3.734-kilometre underground twin-bound railway track with a subterranean commuter station located beneath an existing train station. It also includes Zhongfeng Bridge protection works, the relocation of the Laojie River Bridge, and the construction of a temporary above-ground station. Work on the project is expected to be completed within 96 months. Gamuda's expected revenue portion is about 1.28 billion ringgit. The job should contribute positively to FY23 revenue and earnings. Shares of Gamuda ended 2.1% higher at 3.93 ringgit, giving the group a market capitalization of 10.18 billion ringgit. Lotte Chemical Titan Holding LCT swung into the red in the third quarter of FY22 from a year earlier, despite higher revenue. It posted a net loss of 355.5 million ringgit, its second straight quarterly loss, against earnings of 48.48 million ringgit in the third quarter of FY21. The net loss was also wider quarter on quarter, compared with the 145.92 million ringgit loss booked in the second quarter of FY22. LCT attributed the numbers to a decline in margin spread of 26%, write-down of inventories to net realizable value of 71.9 million ringgit, and the share of loss from Lotte Chemical USA Corp. Revenue grew 6.1% to 2.37 billion ringgit from 2.24 billion ringgit previously, mainly due to the increase of average product selling price. In a statement, LCT President and CEO Park Hyun-chul said its customers continue to be cautious in their purchases due to the rising interest rate environment, which affects the demand for LCT's finished products. Meanwhile, the decline in demand for petrochemical products from China has indirectly disrupted the supply and demand dynamic in the region, and the crude oil market sentiment remains mixed on global recession fears and the Russian-Ukraine crisis. Internally, however, Park said LCT's business fundamentals remain strong, enabling it to ride through the volatility. LCT's share price rose 5.8% to 1.47 ringgit today, giving it a market capitalization of 3.4 billion ringgit. Putrajayas' 250 million ringgit lawsuit against National Feedlot Corp, its chairman Datuk Sri Dr. Muhammad Saleh Ismail and 9 others, will resume on November 7th, as the parties have yet to reach an out-of-court settlement. Saleh and 9 others are accused of misappropriating 118 million ringgit from a 250 million ringgit loan granted to the company by the government in December 2007 to set up and operate a National Feedlot Centre in Gemas Negeri Sembilan. The government is seeking 253.62 million ringgit, including accrued annual interest of 2% from May 1st, 2019. The Edge reported in January this year that the parties were negotiating a settlement, and the trial had been put on hold since then, pending the outcome of the talks. Datuk Sri Rajan Navaratnam, who represents Saleh and the other defendants, told The Edge that while the trial will proceed in the absence of a definite settlement, the parties will continue holding negotiations out of court. Saleh is poised to take the stand in his defence on November 7th. He is the husband of former Women, Family and Community Development Minister Tan Sri Shahrizad Abdul Jalil. A Among the other high-profile cases that also took place at the Kuala Lumpur High Court today, jailed former PM Datuk Sri Najib Razak has failed in his bid to be allowed to attend parliamentary sessions. Judge Datuk Ahmad Kamal Muhammad Shahid dismissed his leave application to start a judicial review, saying the reliefs Najib sought are now academic, since Parliament has been dissolved and all MPs have ceased to be lawmakers. The judge added that unless and until a pardon is given or Najib's conviction is quashed upon review, there is no possibility he will be an MP again while still being a prisoner. Separately, the High Court will decide tomorrow whether to free or order Najib's lawyer Tan Sri Muhammad Shafi Abdullah to enter his defence on charges of money laundering involving 9.5 million ringgit allegedly received from the jailed former PM and for making false declarations to the Inland Revenue Board. Judge Datuk Muhammad Jamil Hussain, who presided over the case, is scheduled to deliver the decision at 9 a.m. Similarly, incumbent Muar MP Syed Sadiq Syed Abdul Rahman will learn tomorrow if he is to be acquitted or ordered to enter his defence on charges of abetting in criminal breach of trust, misappropriation of assets and money laundering. Judicial Commissioner Datuk Azhar Abdul Hamid is scheduled to deliver the decision at 9:30 a.m. Meanwhile, former Attorney General Tan Sri Tommy Thomas has filed an originating summons to seek a declaration that an 8-member task force formed by the government to investigate claims made in his book, My Story, Justice in the Wilderness, is an unlawful body. He is also seeking a declaration that the report prepared by the task force is an illegal document and violates criminal defamation laws, and that its publication amounts to a violation of his rights and reputation as provided for under the Federal Constitution. He wants compensation to be assessed along with aggravated and exemplary damages. Unisam Malaysia saw its third quarter FY22 net profit rise 53.3% to 61.73 million ringgit from 40.27 million ringgit a year earlier. Meanwhile, revenue for the quarter rose to 439.69 million ringgit, up some 20% from 366.36 million ringgit previously. The company attributed the increase in the firm's earnings and revenue to improved average selling prices, coupled with the appreciation of the US dollar against the ringgit and the US dollar Chinese yuan exchange rates. Earnings per share rose to 3.83 cent from 2.5 cent previously. Unisam declared a second interim dividend of 2 cents per share to be paid on November 23rd. On its outlook, Unisam expects its performance for the next financial quarter to be satisfactory. The company said it will attempt to limit the foreign currency exchange risk by having a natural hedge between its receivables and a portion of its payables or bank borrowings, and may also enter into forward currency exchange contracts. At the close, Unisam's share price rose 0.83% to 2 ringgit 44 cent for a market capitalisation of 3.94 billion ringgit.